all of the dependencies, because of the nature of the work, they all use similar types of models, diffusion models, they all kind of use similar things, making images. Although there's dependencies, all of the dependencies were very similar. And they would run out compute clusters on the same container there. So there was our Docker container, and it would run in our clusters, and it could do any task, be it image generation or model fine tuning or whatever. And then, over time, we expected, we get more advanced, more specific things, and we move them out, but that didn't happen at the time. Actually, didn't happen today. So this is kind of a little bit more reflective of what our infrastructure setup looks like. So at the front end, you kind of got your service router, which would look at the job as it came in and work out what type of job is it. Spend a lot of time on the wrong thing. And so, particularly at scale, right? We've got all these containers, something's gone wrong. So we would send out container logs to AWS CloudWatch using the standard Python logging and a package for Watchtower. We had separate log groups for each service, each end, etc. And then within that service, we had an additional log group for just the error messages. That meant, when something went wrong, we could just go to the log group for the service, the error logs, and look through them. And we also had some monitoring for it. We used CloudWatch dashboards to monitor our infrastructure, particularly the queues. So there's a life cycle to a request or a message in a queue, and we would use that to track the overall system state across all of our queues. Things like log volumes, fail jobs, etc. It's really good and it's really cheap, And for our container level metrics and traces, so we use OpenTelemetry, and then the data was stored in a service called OpenSearch. It's like Elasticsearch, if you know what that is. And to implement that, so there's the infrastructure, instrumentation, and observability, which was managed through CloudWatch, and then there was the service observability, which was done through OpenTelemetry, stored in OpenSearch. And for the developers, I spent a lot of time making sure our telemetry stuff was easy to use, and essentially there was a Python decorator that they could add to whatever function they wanted to trace, and it would just automatically fill in all the bits and send all the data. And there was also a culture around kind of keeping an eye on these things. We had JSON, but it's not JSON. But we had a lot of jobs, we made a lot of images, and it found it very easy to get the exact job that failed and get the exact parameters of all of those jobs, which meant we could go and reproduce the issue and fix it or tell these that have done something wild. It was also a really useful database of what our service looked like and how it was used. So we had overall capacity utilization, analytics on service usage, job times models,